Hello, everyone. It's Jeannie. How are you? I hope you're well. You may hear our heater going on and off because we are keeping the house extra warm. I am in Texas right now and back in Texas for the time being. And we are in the middle of a very cold spell, something we're not really used to here in South Texas. So we keep the house really warm just to keep the walls warm. Houses aren't built here for the cold. They're built for the heat, but not the cold. So we don't want to risk pipes freezing and bursting, which happens when you get several days of freezing weather. We have heaters going in our attic. My husband has that all under control. We have heaters in the garage because these are places where exposed pipes are. So we're keeping it right around 50 degrees, 45 to 50 degrees, so it won't freeze. So we'll be fine. So anyway, you're going to hear the heater going on and off. Usually I turn it off completely, even in the summer, when it's hot and the AC comes on, just because it makes so much noise. Well, my microphones pick it up anyway. So there's that. This video was inspired by my dear friend whom I call Sis, Lorri Latte, Laura, and she did a video that I watched a couple of times, and it was all about doing your health checkups, the things you need to do to take care of yourself. Kind of like a car. What do you do to maintain a car? Well, what do you do to maintain you? And I adore how she talks. She gets very adamant about, do this, do this, do this. And I appreciate that. I just adore her. I told her she needs to sit in her car and do a 3-hour ASMR video because she has nothing better to do. And I like a nice long video, just her voice, sitting in her car talking, telling me what to do. So, Laura, 3 hours. No, I'm just kidding, So I am giving her full credit for this video, okay? So, Lorri Latte. Speaking of Laura, she sent me something recently because this is the kind of person she is. She did a video on a lipstick that caught my eye. And I'm not easily influenced by something, but she was showing some lipstick called ballerina shoes. So I ordered it, what I thought I was ordering, on Amazon. Turns out it was the wrong one, and I showed her, and she said, you can get your money back, right? It's like, oh, yeah, right. So I did, and they didn't even want me to return it. They just said, okay, we'll send you the right one, keep it. That was so sweet. Anyway, I was doing a search on where I could buy it because Amazon didn't have it. And my HEB did not have it. I'd have to go down into, closer to the Woodlands, to the Target to try to find it. Anyway, it wasn't looking good for me to get that lipstick. Well, lo and behold, you know what she did? She found it, and she mailed it to me. And this is ballerina shoes. Look at this. It's a pretty pink. Let's see if you can see this. Sometimes I can't get this focused right. But it's a very shimmery pink, like from the 70s. Now, I have darker lipstick on right now, and if I put this on, it's just going to make it a little more shimmery. You have to have dry, smooth, exfoliated lips to put this on. So, but it smells good. But I'll put it on over this. Maybe you'll see a little of the shine. I don't know. I never know what I look like, sound like, whatever, until I'm editing this video. So, but This is from Lorri. Thank you, Laura. She's so sweet. She threw in a couple samples, some Pureology shampoo and conditioner. And it's for flat, fine, color-treated hair. So, yeah, Pure Volume shampoo and conditioner from Pureology. I'm looking forward to trying this. And she threw in some Gucci perfume, a perfume sample. Gucci, and not Goochie. Oh, that is nice. It's called Flora. And I was just going to say it smells like flowers. I like this. I wonder how much the full bottle is. Oh, that smells so nice. So, sweet. I got something else from another Laura in the mail, and I'm actually wearing the earrings. It's Laura Bloom or Laura Bling ASMR. And so I found her channel. I looked her up, Laura Bloom, but the envelope says Laura Bling ASMR. Anyway, she sent these pretty, pretty earrings. Can you see them? Yeah. And this bracelet. Let's see if you can see it. It's very simple, which I like. So, thank you. And then she also sent me this crystal, this quartz crystal. And look at this cute little crocheted bag. That is so cute. The earrings and bracelet were in here. But with regard to the crystal, it's called a druzy quartz. And it says it is quietly uplifting, emotionally soothing, helps soften anxiety, shame spirals, or emotional static, gently grounding, mood lifting when you feel depleted, numb, or discouraged, and also mental clarity. Holy cow, have I needed this lately. If you only knew. So, thank you for this. I think I'm going to tape it to my head. That might help me a lot. So thank you to Laura Bling or Laura Bloom ASMR on your channel. Okay, so let's get to this video. I made some notes because I want to remember all the points I want to make. So, you take care of your car because you don't want it to break down, right? Well, let's do that with our bodies. You know, I am taking care of my body in this new year. I've joined the Iron Man, and it's not the kind you're going to see me out there doing it all in the streets. It's a progressive, cumulative Iron Man at our gym, and you do it over a period of time and total it up, okay? 26.2 miles on the treadmill or elliptical, 112 miles on the bike, stationary bike, and 2.5 miles rowing, okay? And I'm making good progress. So, yes. So I'm doing that plus my smoothies. Oh, and there's something else I'm going to show you in a different video. I think I found the trick with regard to all those vitamins I'm taking. I'll show you. I got to get that all ready. So anyway, with regard to health checkups, life gets busy, and before we know it, months turn into years. And sometimes so much time goes by and you have not taken care of yourself, right? Because you've been doing okay. You've maybe gotten a flu or a cold, but you're just doing fine, but you haven't been to the doctor in a long, long time. And so sometimes we avoid checkups. And this is just a reminder that sometimes it's okay to just go in and get a baseline established, with your primary or a clinic or whatever, however it works for you. We get busy. It's inconvenient, right? We got to take the time to do it. Sometimes it's fear. I need some water. I always have my water with me. By the way, I've been traveling a lot lately, as you know. I take this with me empty and fill it up at the airport once I'm past security. This is great to travel with. I tell you, it's heavy, it's glass, but I don't want to be without water, and I don't want to spend $8 or $9 on a stupid plastic thing at the airport. And with regard to avoiding checkups, sometimes we don't want to think about uncomfortable things maybe we don't want to hear, okay? But I've learned that if we take care of ourselves in small, gentle ways, it's one of the greatest gifts we can give our future selves. And we deserve that, right? So it doesn't have to be all at once. It doesn't have to be in perfect order. Just one little step at a time. So let's go through this. Let's walk through these tune-up things together. So, an annual checkup with your doctor. Just once a year. If you're super healthy, maybe every other year, but try for once a year. Let them check your blood pressure, listen to your heart, listen to your lungs, get an overall idea of how you're doing, a baseline into your overall wellness, okay? Because then if something goes wrong, you have something to compare it to, and they have something to compare it to as well. Let them do labs. Get a snapshot of where you are at. So if something starts switching up on you with your labs, your electrolytes go off, your metabolic things start getting wonky. Well, how long has it been this way? I don't know. I've never been to the doctor in 5 years. Did it start a year ago or 3 years ago? It's good to know every year so you can see your trends, okay? So blood work, cholesterol. You gotta know your cholesterol, especially as you're getting a little older. Not me. So your blood sugar. What is your blood sugar? Have you been lucky that you've been able to eat tons of carbs and sugary things and you just, you're young and healthy? Is it catching up with you? You gotta know that, okay? Your vitamin levels, your inflammation markers. Catching those early can be really super important. Little imbalances before they turn into bigger problems. All right? So, okay, eye exams. Maybe it's not every year. Maybe you can go every other year. That's up to you. But get a new pair of glasses as your eyes change. You like these? No frame. No frame. You hardly see them, right? We will see. They're kind of delicate. Look at, they're so delicate. We'll see how long this lasts. I am not good. I have not been good with delicate glasses. So we will see. not just for your eye, seeing, but the changes in your eyes, in your retina, in your lenses. Are you starting to get, various health issues? They look at your nerves, they blast that air in, to see how your eyes respond to that. They look at your retina, your cornea, pressure, things like that. So get your eyes checked. And the thing about your eyes is you start to compensate when problems are cropping up. Your brain learns how to compensate, and a problem could be increasing and you're not aware of it. Okay, so it's good to have an annual checkup to see your trends. It's an easy appointment that can make a big difference. Okay, now here's another one. And as we get older, this is something that can change, and often does with older folks, is their hearing. How well are you hearing? And I have to tell you, like I said, we adapt without realizing that we're straining. And my husband, who has spent his entire career in an airplane, think about that. The noise from the jet engines, there's always that humming. He retired 4 years ago, something like that. And he had that tinnitus. People say tinnitus, it's tinnitus. That ringing of the ears, because every day that he was working, flying, he was hearing those loud engines. And he was on long flights. He flew the 787. That flies international, long haul. So he might be on a 15, 16, 17-hour flight with that ringing going on. So his hearing has diminished. He's not needs a hearing aid yet, but he's easily in that doesn't hear my voice when I'm trying to tell him something sometimes. It's like, hey, you're listening to me. So, hearing. All right, dental care. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I mentioned this a few years back, how when I was a kid in the 60s, I had a very bad dental experience with my dentist. It was a pediatric dentist. Now, he never hurt me or harmed me, but mentally, emotionally, he messed me up. And every other kid that he saw, because he was mean. He should not have been a pediatric dentist. He may have been good for all I know, but he was mean. And he would tell the kids, and the seats were all lined up. So there's kid here, kid here, kid here. And so you get brought in. So there's little Johnny here, here's little Mary, here's, little Scotty, and then here's me, and then another kid and another kid. I don't know how many chairs, I can't remember. And kids are squirrely, especially little boys. And the kid might be squirrely and reaching to touch something, and he would say, hey, if you don't sit still and be quiet, I'm going to hurt you. I'd never in my life had been threatened by anybody other than my mom or dad. Not my dad, my mom. My mom was the warden in our house. If you don't stop that, you're going to your room for a timeout. If you don't, she was the only one who ever threatened us. And it was in a good parental way. This guy scared me. He scared me to death. And it made me paralyzed with fear. So when he came to me, trust me, I would be laying there on the chair with my mouth open, not moving, so scared that he would yell at me or hurt me. Now, he never hurt any kid that I know of. but he terrified us. So as an adult, I found that I was avoiding dentists because of this fear. When I would go, I would be in the chair, just so petrified and so terrified. Tears would be coming down my cheeks, you know. It was scary, and I avoided it. So when I had my horse accident, one of them, you know, and I think some of you knew, I had my tooth broken, my front tooth broken vertically. And that's not something you can avoid the dentist, you know. And so I had to get veneers because it was so bad. It couldn't be fixed, and you can't just fix one tooth with a veneer, not a front tooth. So I was so lucky to find the best dentist. He listened to me, and that's just it. These are just veneers. The rest are my teeth plus a crown over here. Somebody said, it looks like I have dentures. I don't have dentures. They're all my teeth except for the veneers I had to get. So anyway, he listened to my story, and he was so calm and understanding. So there are good dentists out there. If you've had a traumatic experience, find somebody who you can tell your trouble to, who will listen and make you feel comfortable. Okay, and that's what he did for me. And I had no problems going to him. Strangely enough, going to the dental hygienist, who is not him, I started getting that with her. You know, and she's just doing a cleaning, but it's like a new person in my mouth. And I start getting, you know, and he would come in, Jeannie, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I would calm down. Okay? I got messed up. That dentist jacked me up. So, you know, as part of your oral care, brushing at least twice a day, flossing, using a water pick perhaps, some kind of, you know, to get in the deep places. Anyway, as you know, I've been using that SURI toothbrush, the sonic toothbrush. I am just loving that because I've been traveling so much. It's so easy to go with me. The brush head is plant-based and recyclable, which I really appreciate. And the battery lasts for over a month without needing charging. So for me, on the go, this is really appreciated. I also love the UVC case, especially for travel and just everyday cleanliness. It gives me a lot of peace of mind knowing that everything stays fresh. I love that I can just pop it onto my mirror. It keeps it off my counter, keeps my little vanity area nice and tidy, and I don't have to have that constant charger thing from like I had with my old one. I just pop it onto my mirror. I love this thing. So if you would like to try SURI, click on the link, click on the code, try them, and you will see why I love them. Thank you to SURI for sponsoring my channel. It's perfect, especially with what we're doing in this year with the resets, the health resets. Okay, back to our health checklist. Now, if you are approaching, say, 40, 45, 50, whatever your doctor says, or if you have a family history, you may need to be scheduling a colonoscopy. Okay? Talk to your doctor about that. It could be life-saving to catch something early. Okay? Please think about that. If you're older, I know a lot of my viewers are younger, and I never thought I'd get to that point. But it's very important, especially if you have a family history. All right? Another thing for women is mammograms. All right? If you get to a certain age, you got to start your mammograms, pap smears, bone density tests, or bone density scans. It's a scan, super easy. Hormone panels, and, checking things out like that. But these are things that our bodies go through changes, and you need somebody there with you, a healthcare professional along the way to say, hey, okay, you're having these issues, you're having these hot flashes, you're having these temper tantrums, whatever. This could be a reason why. All right? So, screenings help us get through some of these things. Now, I am not here to tell you what to do or what not to do with regard to vaccines and boosters, okay? That's on you. And I totally respect your choice to do you. There are things, if you step on a nail or get a rusty poke, you're going to need a tetanus shot, okay? I don't know what that is. Every 10 years, you don't want to get tetanus, so you're going to need a booster shot for tetanus. And, there are other things out there to investigate, but this is just a reminder that if you do those things, stay on top of it. So, really, little things to take care of yourself. And I am dead serious about the water. I'm drinking way more water. I really am trying to get to 55 ounces a day. I know it seems like a lot, but I am trying to be healthy. I'm doing my smoothies every morning. I'm drinking water. I'm eating my fats and proteins and vegetables and fruits. And I snack here and there. I'm not going to be afraid to reward myself with a snack, a cookie or 2 or 4, some candy, some mints, but it's very little. I am trying not to be afraid of food. Like I said before, I was afraid of high-carb fruits like bananas. I'm not. Banana's good for you, My weight got a little bit too low. I think for my overall health, I was down to about 107 pounds, and I wasn't trying to do that. It just was going down. So I've put a few pounds back on, which is good for me. And so now I'm staying between 110, I'd say 111 and 114. That's my, range right in there. And trying to build more muscle. And I know with building more muscle, my weight may go up. And that's fine. That's fine with me. So, anyway, I am just coming on in a quiet, gentle way to hopefully inspire you to do 1 or 2 or all of these things, because what Laura did for me was inspired me to think about it. Get your house in order, one little space at a time, and hopefully it stays that way, but it doesn't. So it's a constant process. So that's why it's nice to kind of just implement that into your daily life. I'm going to declutter one small area today. That's all. Maybe you get on a big kick and do a whole bunch over a weekend. Yay, that's great. When you run out of things to do, come to my house, okay? I'll keep you busy. So, I pretend, I swear. Sometimes I'm funny. I crack myself up. I'm so funny. I'll think about all the things I want to do, or I would do if I was telling somebody, okay, I want you to do this today. Just follow me around and take notes. I want you to organize that today. I want you to, sort through that and alphabetize that. I want you to purge this today. I want you to organize these drawers today. I walk around as if somebody is following me around, taking notes, and they're going to be on it. They haven't shown up. Anybody in the area want to do that? It needs to be me. So, anyway, that's what this video is. It's a gentle reminder, not pressure, not judgment, okay? Just care. Just care. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's maintain ourselves. Let's be good to ourselves. All right? We get one body. We get one body. We get a few chances to start things over and reboot. But if you don't know what to do to reboot, you need a health maintenance checkup. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this little lecture. Nothing exciting. I appreciate you listening to it, and I appreciate Lorri Latte, for inspiring me to do this. And I truly believe in its importance. So, okay, I'm going to run. I'm going to go finish this water. It's about here. And go check on some things around the house. Make sure certain plants are staying warm, pulled up to the house in this cold. And sign off for now. Let me know some of the health maintenance things you are doing. I'd love to hear them. All right? I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Goodbye for now. See you in the next video.